Expected to approve a bill that would severely restrict abortion in our state, bringing the time frame in which a woman could seek an abortion from 15 weeks down to just 6. And this comes less than a year after lawmakers passed the 15-week limit on abortion. And that law has created its own, perhaps unintended confusion and consequences for both medical professionals and families.
Fox 13's Kelly Cowan met with one family who explained how the laws are forcing families experiencing complicated pregnancies to make extremely tough calls before most or even any critical screenings can be completed.
Melissa and James McCartney remember the joy they felt when they heard their daughter's heartbeat for the first time.
We're actually pretty excited because we had 5 miscarriages prior to her.
But moments later, everything changed.
And the doctor came back in and we're just like, oh, there's a heartbeat. This is exciting. Like, you know, this is great. And she comes back in and she said that there were several markers on our ultrasound.
Further testing would reveal their baby had a condition called Trisomy 18, a genetic disease that affected every cell in her tiny body, a near fatal diagnosis.
We talked about termination because they said that she was not likely to survive birth, up to birth. And if she did survive birth, she'd probably only live a couple hours.
Melissa and James decided to continue with their pregnancy, naming their baby Evie Joyce and celebrating her pending arrival with friends and family, all while scheduling countless tests to try to gain a better understanding of her prognosis.
So you kind of have to weigh in all of those options as you get the diagnosis and you get more information and what is best for your family. What's best for your marriage? This was the hardest thing we ever did. We had a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old at the time, and that was really difficult trying to explain to them that, hey, you have a little sister, but she may not get to come home, and you may not get to meet her. And they didn't.
In 2022, they were pregnant again, this time with Adeline, a healthy baby girl.
Which was such a relief that, you know, we're not gonna have to go through this again because it would have broken us. We would not have, if her testing had come back with the same diagnosis as Evie, we would have definitely chosen to terminate. We couldn't have gone through that again.
But that same year, the time given to Florida families to make that decision was reduced by 9 weeks. Florida's 15-week abortion law grants exemptions in cases of fatal fetal abnormalities, but not, like with Melissa and James, if there's a chance of surviving birth.
90% don't make it to survive to birth, and 90% of those that survived through birth don't make it a year. So that 1% is that 1%, do you put all of Trisomy 18 in because that one baby was able to make it more than a year? And I'm not the lawmaker, but that doesn't seem to be a reasonable way to think about it. It's actually, to me, is worse than arbitrary. It's
cruel.
It's cruel.
Melissa, a labor and delivery nurse, has witnessed the impact of the new law firsthand.
They go through the ultrasound and the doctor's saying, if you want to terminate, we should do that this week, because they don't want to come up against the timeline.
Now, as a bill to reduce the timeline to terminate to just 6 weeks makes its way through the Florida legislature, Melissa and James worry that lawmakers will only make things harder on families during the most difficult time of their lives.
We had a 6-week ultrasound with Evie, and she was measuring small, but we couldn't even see a heartbeat at 6 weeks. So, that's no time. No time to make any sort of informed decision. And I think it backs people into a corner. Choosing to bring a baby that has such a life-altering diagnosis to term is not something that you do lightly. And it's not something that you can just say, oh, it'll be okay. Like, we were not okay for a very long time after that.
I would actually say you never get over it.
Yeah.
You never, ever get over it.
For Fox 13, Kelly Cowan reporting.